Age of Empires 2, A Sleep Story. Take a moment to get comfortable. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw loosen. Let whatever device you're listening on fade into the background, like a distant campfire beyond the tree line. Tonight, we travel back in time, to a world of stone walls, gentle fields, quiet villages, and distant castle bells echoing through the morning fog. This is a story of calm exploration, not conquest. A world inspired by Age of Empires 2, not to rush, not to win, but simply to be. Breathe in slowly, and out slowly, as we begin. If you enjoy drifting off with me in these relaxing Age of Empires adventures, consider subscribing to my channel to join the journey and catch more soothing sleep content. I'd love to hear from you too. Leave a comment down below letting me know what time it is where you're listening and where in the world you're tuning in from. It's always amazing to see how far this sleepy little corner of the world reaches. The map reveals itself gradually, as if the fog of war is lifting, not in haste, not with urgency, but with the patience of a sunrise spreading over an ancient land. You find yourself standing at the heart of a small medieval town. A town center stands quietly in the middle, its wooden beams weathered from years of gentle rains and golden summers. No battle horns. No alarms. Just the soft everyday sounds of life. The faint clack of tools. The rustle of wheat in the wind. The low murmur of villagers talking in distant voices, too soft to understand, but comforting all the same. A few villagers move unhurriedly across the open square. They carry bundles of wood, baskets of berries, armfuls of wheat, each task done with an easy rhythm, like the steady rocking of a boat in calm water. There is no hurry here. Every chore is simple. Every path is familiar. Every step carries them gently toward evening. You watch them, and their peace becomes your peace. Beyond the town square, the world stretches slowly outward. Gentle rolling hills dotted with oak and pine. A river winding its lazy silver ribbon through wildflowers and smooth stones. Over the river, a small wooden mill wheel turns, creaking softly in an endlessly patient circle. The sound is steady, almost hypnotic, a slow repeating whisper of water and wood, turning, and turning, and turning. You walk toward it without effort, feet moving lightly across soft grass as if gravity itself is relaxed here. Birdsong drifts through the warm air and somewhere, far beyond sight, a relic bell rings once, a single calm note that lingers like a thought you don't need to finish. Nothing is demanded of you. You don't need to gather resources. You don't need to advance an age. You don't need to build or plan or decide. You're simply here. Present. Safe. Listening to a world that has existed for centuries and will continue peacefully long after you sleep. You walk past neat rows of farms. Golden wheat sways gently and endlessly in the breeze, each square field perfectly familiar, perfectly placed, like pieces in a puzzle you solved long ago. Farmers move slowly between them, their tools lifting and falling in soft, predictable rhythms. Chop, gather, rest. Chop, gather, rest. The repetition is comforting, like the rhythm of your breathing. A lazy cow grazes nearby, tail swishing back and forth, unbothered by time. In the distance, a pair of sheep bleat softly, their wool bright under the sunlight, waiting patiently beside the town center as if they too know there is no rush tonight. Your eyelids grow heavier. The world feels softer at the edges. Everything important is already taken care of. You continue your gentle walk toward the edge of the explored land. There is fog ahead, not the dangerous unknown, but the soft white mist of early morning. The kind that wraps the world in quiet and makes every sound feel close and warm. As you approach, the fog slowly recedes, revealing a forest of tall, ancient trees. Lumberjacks work among them. Axes tapping wood in slow, steady patterns. Not striking hard, not struggling, just working as they always have. Wood falls into neat piles and the smell of pine and earth surrounds you, rich and grounding. Sunlight filters through the leaves in gentle dappled patches on the forest floor. You can almost hear the trees breathing with you. In and out, as calm as the tide. Nearby, a small group of fishing boats rocks gently on a lake. Their sails are down. The water is flat as polished glass, reflecting clouds that drift lazily overhead. Fish ripple beneath the surface, invisible except for the widening rings they leave behind. The boats creak, ropes softly tightening and loosening with each quiet movement of water. Somewhere, a seagull calls once, then falls silent. Even the animals here are respectful of rest. As day drifts toward evening, the light becomes golden and warm. Across the fields, villagers begin returning home, their work done, their lives simple and complete. A small monastery stands at the top of a nearby hill, its stone walls glowing amber in the sunset. The monks move slowly through its courtyard, robes brushing stone, their steps unhurried. They carry ancient relics with reverence, not for power, but for memory, for the quiet stories of the world. Wind moves through the open doorway, carrying the gentle echo of chanting, a low, soothing hum that seems to vibrate in your chest. You feel your breathing slow to match it. Calm. Heavy. Peaceful. A castle stands far in the distance, but tonight it is not a place of war. Its banners hang still. No flames, no arrows, no siege. Just stone warmed by the day's sun, radiating stored heat into the cooling air. Inside its walls, torches flicker quietly. Laughter echoes from a great hall, soft and far away, like memories of feasts long past. The castle is not a fortress tonight. It is simply home. You realize that in this world, every age has already been reached. Every technology researched. Every upgrade long complete. There is no ladder to climb anymore. Only rest. Night finally folds itself across the land. The map is still, save for glowing windows and distant campfires. Crickets begin their chorus. Owls take up slow, thoughtful watch. Stars fill the black sky like tiny town center lights placed carefully across the heavens, each one familiar, each one patient. The game does not end. It simply slows into a quiet loop of being, villagers resting. Fields swaying. Waves lapping against shore. The world continuing gently without needing you to guide it anymore. And you are allowed to sleep. You are safe beside the town center, beneath the endless medieval sky, listening to the world's soft breathing. If sleep arrives, let it come. If thoughts drift, let them wander like scouts across the map, returning only when they wish. There is nothing you have to do. No battles expected. No objectives remaining. Just rest, in the age of empires, where time itself has slowed just for you. Part 2. Wandering among civilizations. As night settles deeper over your little town, a soft wind stirs. It carries whispers of faraway lands, stories waiting beyond the hills. You rise slowly, not to walk in haste, but to wander, to let your mind drift across time and space, guided by nothing but gentle curiosity. You begin with the Vikings, a northern people who live by the sea. The shoreline stretches before you, grey and quiet under the moon. Small longships float lazily on the calm water, their sails furled, their oars still. Along the coast, wooden homes dot the sand, smoke curling softly from chimneys. Villagers move carefully between them, stacking firewood and tending small gardens. Even the sea seems at peace tonight, waves lapping gently against the hulls like a lullaby only you can hear. The smell of salt and pine mixes in the air, and somewhere, a dog barks far off, then fades into the stillness. You close your eyes briefly, breathing in the cold, crisp air, feeling the rhythm of life here, slow, deliberate, serene. From the northern seas, your mind drifts to the heart of medieval France. The land of the Franks. Rolling green hills rise and fall softly. Patches of farmland gleaming in the moonlight. A small village sits quietly in a hollow. Its stone houses lined along winding cobblestone streets. You see horses grazing in the paddocks, their coats shining faintly in the silver light. Villagers move with measured steps, carrying water, tending animals, or simply walking home after a long day. In the distance, the spire of a church reaches into the sky. Its bell quiet for now, waiting for the morning. You hear the faint crunch of gravel beneath a cartwheel, and the soft murmur of villagers talking about the day. But everything is calm, nothing urgent. A gentle night breeze carries you further east, toward the Japanese islands, where cherry blossoms bloom even in the moonlight. Petals drift slowly to the ground, forming soft carpets along garden paths. You walk beneath delicate wooden pagodas, their curved roofs glowing faintly from lanterns hung on the eaves. Small streams bubble quietly, reflecting moonlight as they meander between rocks smoothed by centuries of water. Monks practice calligraphy beside koi ponds, their brushstrokes slow, deliberate, painting symbols that speak of peace and patience. A cat curls around a lantern post, eyes half closed, and the distant sound of a bamboo flute drifts through the air, a melody as soft and slow as your own heartbeat. Here, time stretches and bends, and even the wind seems to move in harmony with your breath. Next, you find yourself in the Byzantine Empire, its cities rising from the gentle curves of rivers and hills. Domes and towers glint faintly in moonlight, their surfaces warm despite the night's chill. A market lies empty now, stalls folded and quiet, but you can imagine them bustling during the day. Vendors calling softly, children laughing, the smell of baked bread floating over the streets. The sound of water in stone fountains trickles softly, echoing in courtyards where shadows stretch long. You follow the path slowly, letting your fingers brush against cool stone walls, feeling the patience and care embedded in every brick. A distant bell rings once, soft and round, and you imagine it traveling across the empire, touching each home in turn. A single thread of calm connecting everything. From Byzantium, you drift to the deserts of the Saracens, where sand stretches endlessly, reflecting silver moonlight. Palm trees stand in clusters, and small oases shimmer like hidden jewels. A caravan rests beside a quiet spring, camels kneeling in the sand, their breath gentle clouds in the cool night. Merchants whisper quietly, tending to lanterns that sway lightly in the breeze. The stars above seem brighter here, mirrored in pools of water where the oasis reflects the heavens. You sit beside the water, dipping a hand in, feeling the coolness spread warmth through your mind. Everything is still. Everything waits. Even the desert has a heartbeat, slow and constant, like the pulse of a giant stone clock counting the night. As you wander, the lands grow familiar, each civilization leaving a trace of calm, a pattern of life moving slowly and carefully. You pass forests of the Celts, rolling vineyards of the Italians, and the quiet river cities of the Slavs. Everywhere, life continues, not hurried, not forced, simply existing in the gentle, rhythmic cycles of the world. The villages you pass do not look at you, they do not need to. You are not an invader or a commander tonight. You are a quiet observer, a guest of time, allowed to wander and rest, to follow the soft footsteps of a world that has paused, just enough for you to sleep. As night deepens, the moon rises higher, silvering the fields, forests, rivers, and castles alike. Your breath slows to match its calm. The distant sounds of animals and humans blend into a soft symphony of peace and stillness. And in this quiet, you feel the gentle reassurance of the ages. All civilizations will rest tonight. All fields will sway gently. All fires will burn softly. And all rivers will flow quietly. And so may you. Part 3, The Scholar's Journey. You begin walking again, slowly, as the moon casts silver light over the quiet landscape. Tonight, you are not a ruler. You are not a warrior. You are a traveler, a scholar, a gentle observer of time. Your cloak brushes the grass softly. Each step feels measured and unhurried. Every sound, birds, rustling leaves, water lapping, carries a rhythm that matches your breathing. The scholar's first stop is a small Celtic village, tucked between rolling green hills. Stone cottages with thatched roofs glow faintly from inside, lanterns swaying gently in the evening breeze. Villagers are settling in. A mother smooths the hair of her child. A blacksmith puts down his hammer. and the rhythmic tapping of metal has ceased for the night. You wander past fields of barley and oats. The wind whispers through the tall stalks. A sound soft as silk. A lullaby sung by the earth itself. You notice a small well, its water still and reflective. You kneel and peer in. And see the stars mirrored perfectly. As if the heavens themselves are resting here on the ground. From the Celtic lands, your path leads to the desert plains of the Saracens. The air is cooler now, and the sand underfoot is soft and yielding. A lone caravan rests beside a calm oasis. Camels kneel silently, their eyes half closed. Lanterns glow softly, casting pools of gold against the sand. You hear the faint melody of a flute in the distance. Played slowly, carefully. Its notes drifting over dunes. Mixing with the whisper of the wind. You sit for a moment, letting the sound fill you. Each note feels like a soft heartbeat. Steady, slow, and constant. The world continues, and yet it seems to pause just for this moment. Next, the scholar travels to the Japanese Isles, where cherry blossoms carpet quiet gardens. Lanterns swing gently from wooden posts. Their light reflected in still koi ponds. A small monk sits beside the water. Writing characters with a brush so slow, so deliberate. That time itself seems to stretch and fold. The scholar watches, breathing softly. Matching the rhythm of the monk's brush strokes. In. Out. In. Out. Petals drift down, landing in the water with tiny ripples. A delicate reminder of the slow passage of night. A gentle cat stretches on a nearby path. Curling up finally into a soft, contented ball. Even the koi seem to move lazily. Their tails brushing the water without a care. Gliding in circles that never hurry. From Japan, the path leads to the heart of Byzantium. Stone walls rise gently into the night sky. Domes glowing faintly with the warmth of the last sunlight. Courtyards lie empty, fountains whispering softly. You wander along marble paths. Letting your fingers brush cool stone railings. Feeling the smoothness worn by centuries of hands. A gentle bell chimes somewhere in the distance. It is not urgent. It is not commanding. It simply reminds all who hear it that the world continues, slowly, steadily, peacefully. You find a small library tucked into the walls of a monastery. Scrolls and books lie in quiet rows, their pages safe from rush or worry. The scholar lifts one carefully, feeling the texture of parchment under fingertips. Words do not need to be read aloud. They are already understood in the quiet of the night. The journey continues to the Franks' rolling countryside. Stone bridges arch over silver rivers. And small villages rest in hollows between green hills. Horses graze lazily in paddocks. Their tails swishing slowly. Children have long since gone to bed. But a single lantern glows in a window. A reminder that people are here. That life is calm, complete, and steady. You follow a winding path through the hills. Passing wheat fields and small mills. The water in the mill wheel turns gently. Its creak and splash forming a steady rhythm. That matches your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts. From the Franks, you drift to the Viking coasts, where the sea stretches wide and silent. Longships rock softly on the water, sails furled, waiting for the sun. A small fire burns near the beach, smoke rising straight into the night air. Villagers sit around it, not speaking, not moving quickly. Simply existing in the warmth of the flames and the silver moonlight. You wander along the shoreline. Sand crunches softly beneath your feet. Waves lap gently. Seagulls call softly, then fall silent again. The ocean seems endless, but safe. A slow expanse of silver and quiet. You take a deep breath, letting the rhythm of the water flow through you. Slow. Steady. Calm. Finally, the scholar returns to the heart of the world, the town center of your own little village. It is peaceful. It is safe. Everything you saw tonight, the forests, the deserts, the oceans, the mountains, the castles, is resting now. Villagers sleep. Fires burn softly. Animals are quiet. Stars glow above. The moon watches over everything. And you? You are allowed to rest. To let your mind wander no further. To drift, slowly, like a longboat on a gentle river. Your eyes grow heavier with every step. Your breath slows. Your heartbeat slows. The world hums a soft, endless lullaby. And you feel yourself merging with its calm rhythm. The night is endless, gentle, and patient. And sleep, finally, is welcome. Part 4. Distant Lands and Nighttime Journeys. The scholar walks quietly through the night. Moonlight guiding each step like a soft hand on the shoulder. From the familiar lands of Europe and Asia, the path now stretches to distant and exotic civilizations. Places you have only heard of in whispers and stories. Yet they feel calm, safe, and welcoming tonight. First, the Chinese Empire rises in soft silhouette beneath the starlit sky. Pagodas and towers stand quietly on rolling hills. Their curved roofs glowing faintly in lantern light. The scholar wanders along stone paths between small villages. Farmers rest by ponds. Their baskets of rice left gently beside them. A small bridge arches over a calm stream. Water trickles quietly, forming tiny ripples that reflect the stars. The sound is soothing, steady, unhurried. Lanterns hang from the eaves of houses, swaying softly in the breeze. A cat sleeps beneath one of them, its chest rising and falling slowly, mirroring your own steady breath. Every step the scholar takes is careful, deliberate, as though the world itself is guiding the journey into the heart of night and calm. From China, your journey drifts westward to the Mongol steppes, vast and quiet under the moon. Grasslands stretch endlessly, silvered by soft moonlight. A gentle wind brushes the tall grass, creating waves that ripple across the plains. A small camp rests beside a river. Yurts are scattered in a wide circle, smoke curling lazily from their chimneys. Horses lie nearby, breathing slowly. The occasional soft snort rises and falls into the night. The scholar walks along the river bank, feeling the cold, smooth stones beneath each foot. Water flows softly, its gentle sound echoing across the plains. Everything is calm. Everything is safe. Even the vastness of the steppes is gentle tonight, like a soft blanket draped over the land. Next, the journey carries the scholar across Mesoamerica to the lands of the Mayans and Aztecs. Dense jungles rise, silent under the moon. Canopies stretch high, leaves brushing gently against one another. You follow a narrow path, soft earth underfoot, passing small stone temples that glow faintly in the moonlight. Villagers move quietly between the trees, carrying baskets of maize and fruits. The rustle of leaves and distant calls of night birds create a soft, constant lullaby. At a small clearing, a calm river winds its way through the jungle. Fireflies drift lazily above the water, their lights blinking softly like tiny stars mirrored on the surface. The scholar pauses, listening to the jungle's rhythm. The water flowing, the wind moving through the leaves. The distant heartbeat of a world at rest. Further south, the lands of the Incas rise in soft, jagged silhouettes. Mountains stretch endlessly, their peaks kissed by moonlight. Terraced fields slope down the hillsides. Rows of crops lined perfectly, glowing faintly under the night sky. Villagers rest beside small fires, while llamas curl up quietly nearby. Smoke drifts lazily from chimneys, fading into the cold mountain air. A narrow path winds along the cliffside. The scholar walks it slowly, feeling the cool stone underfoot. Below, rivers shine faintly, winding through valleys like silver ribbons. Everything here moves at its own slow pace. Even the clouds drift lazily across the sky. Even the stars seem to linger, watching over the quiet villages below. From the heights of the Andes, the scholar drifts back toward home. passing first through small, quiet forests, then over gentle rivers that mirror the moon. Every civilization visited carries a gift of calm. The whisper of waves on distant coasts, the rustle of leaves in jungle canopies, the steady creak of a mill wheel in a quiet village, the faint glow of lanterns swaying in peaceful courtyards. Your mind, too, begins to slow. Every breath matches the rhythm of the world. Every heartbeat echoes the gentle flow of rivers, the sway of wheat, the quiet stir of animals at rest. The scholar finally returns to the central town, the one where this journey began. The moon hangs high overhead, illuminating the familiar town center. Villagers sleep peacefully in their homes. The fires burn low, and animals rest near the barns. Everything is calm. Everything is safe. The world breathes slowly. And so do you. You walk to the edge of the fields. You sit beside a gentle stream. You close your eyes. And the scholar's journey ends here. But the world continues, endlessly patient and calm. Your thoughts drift like soft clouds over gentle hills. Your breath deepens. Your body relaxes. Your mind floats, slow, steady, ready for the deepest rest. Part 5, Nighttime Routines and Endless Calm. The world is quiet now. All civilizations rest beneath the soft glow of moonlight. And so, the scholar sits, letting time stretch slowly, like the shadow of a tree lengthening across a field at dusk. In every village, a routine unfolds softly. Villagers in stone cottages lift their heads from work just long enough to finish simple tasks. A bucket of water carried to the garden. A soft murmur of a conversation finishing. A door closing gently behind someone returning home. In the Celtic hills, blacksmiths set aside their tools, picking up only the soft sounds of wind and rustling wheat. Horses breathe slowly in the paddocks, a rhythm as calm as a heartbeat in sleep. In the Saracen deserts, lamps sway in the night air, and camels shift slowly beneath the stars. The sand moves quietly, whispering in tiny waves, with every gentle gust of wind. In the Japanese gardens, koi drift lazily beneath lantern light. Petals fall endlessly, tracing arcs in the soft air. Monks pause in meditation, their brushes resting on the paper, their quiet hums blending with water trickling in streams. In the Byzantine courtyards, fountains trickle steadily. Domes shine faintly in moonlight, casting reflections across smooth marble paths. A bell rings once, softly, not demanding, but merely noting the passage of night. From village to village, across plains, forests, rivers, and deserts, the scholar's eyes watch only what is calm, what is peaceful. You see the same rhythm everywhere. The slow flick of a lantern, the gentle swaying of a tree branch, the soft ripple of water, the distant hum of a settling village. Each sound, each movement, repeats itself quietly. A meditation, a lullaby, a heartbeat of the world. The scholar begins to walk again, slowly, deliberately. A soft path leads along the river bank, water flowing quietly past reeds and stones. A small boat floats lazily, anchored for the night. A single lantern hangs from its mast, casting a gentle glow across the water. The stream sings softly as it passes, a constant, calm melody that soothes the mind. You follow it with each breath. In, out, in, out. The scholar reaches a bridge, worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. Beneath it, the river reflects the sky like polished glass. The stars shimmer quietly, mirrored in the still water, inviting you to drift in their calm light. Through forests and fields, you walk, listening. Owls call softly in the distance, their wings brushing gently against the night air. A fox moves quietly among the trees, its steps soft and careful. The grass sways in response, a slow, undulating wave of green. All is safe. All is still. Time itself seems to pause, allowing the world to breathe, allowing your mind to float freely with it. Across every civilization, small lights glow in the distance. Fires in the Mongol steppes. Lanterns in Chinese villages. Torches in Mayan temple courtyards. Candles in European monasteries. Every light is a soft promise. All is well. All is safe. All is quiet. You watch them softly, breathing in their glow, feeling your body melt into calm. The scholar notices patterns everywhere. Water flowing. Leaves rustling. Animals resting. People breathing slowly. The repetition is gentle, hypnotic, endless. And your mind follows it, like a stream carried steadily to the sea. The night stretches. Time itself is slow. Every step is measured. Every sound is soft. Every sight is calm. The scholar sits beside a quiet fire, watching it flicker. Its glow warming not just the skin, but the mind itself. The flames rise, then fall. In a gentle rhythm. Like breathing. Like the heartbeat of the world. You lie back in your own imagination, letting your body sink into the gentle warmth. Letting your mind drift among the civilizations you have visited. Celtic hills. Saracen deserts. Japanese gardens. Byzantine courtyards. Frankish villages. Viking coasts. Chinese riverlands. Mongol steppes. Mesoamerican jungles. Andean terraces. All are quiet. All are at rest. And now, so are you. The scholar closes their eyes, listening to the soft symphony of the world. Water flowing gently. Leaves brushing in the wind. Fires crackling softly. Lanterns swaying. Animals breathing. Villagers sleeping. All is calm. All is safe. All is patient. And with each breath, you drift further. In, out. In, out. Slowly, gently, endlessly. The world continues quietly. But your mind does not need to follow. You are free to sleep. To float. To rest. To drift. Into the deepest, calmest night. Part 6. Gentle nighttime routines across the world. The night is deep. The moon hangs low in the sky, silvering every roof, every leaf, every stone. The scholar rises slowly, stepping onto soft grass. Every footfall is careful, deliberate. And the world bends to the rhythm of quiet observation. Celtic hills. In the rolling Celtic hills, the villagers move gently. A blacksmith lifts his hammer softly, tapping the metal once, twice, and then rests. A farmer sets a basket of wheat beside the farmhouse and smooths the cloth covering it. A child yawns and curls under a warm blanket, breathing slowly. The wind brushes the tall grass in waves, rustling softly like distant whispers. Owls call occasionally, their eyes reflecting silver moonlight. The scholar walks along the edge of a quiet river, its water flowing in endless calm. Each ripple mirrors the stars above, and the scholar matches their breathing to the rhythm of the river. In, out. In, out. Saracen Desert. The journey moves to the Saracen deserts. Lanterns sway gently beside small tents, casting pools of light that touch the sand softly. Camels shift slowly, kneeling and rising with barely a sound. A gentle spring trickles nearby, its water cool and still under the night sky. The scholar walks barefoot on soft sand, feeling every grain, letting each step sink fully into the quiet of the world. The wind hums a soft lullaby across the dunes, and each note matches the slow cadence of sleep. Japanese gardens. In Japan, the scholar steps lightly on stone paths. Koi fish drift lazily beneath lanterns, tracing circles in the water with gentle tails. Petals fall softly from cherry trees, drifting onto the pond and floating slowly away. A monk breathes deeply, hands resting on his lap. His calm hum vibrating through the night. The scholar sits beside the pond, watching petals drift endlessly. Every ripple, every reflection, every soft light matches the slow, even rhythm of the mind preparing for sleep. Byzantine courtyards. The scholar moves through Byzantine courtyards. Water trickles from fountains in soft arcs, echoing faintly against stone walls. Lanterns flicker quietly in open windows. A bell chimes once in the distance, then falls silent, leaving only calm. The scholar runs a hand along cool marble, feeling centuries of gentle care embedded in the stone. Each step is slow. Each breath is steady. The world itself seems to exhale along with you. Frankish villages. In Frankish villages, the night is soft. Horses stand quietly in paddocks, their tails brushing lazily against their flanks. Farmers leave tools beside the barn, their work for the day complete. Smoke rises faintly from chimneys, carrying the warmth of fire into the cool air. The scholar follows a dirt path past wheat fields, the gentle sway of the stalks moving in rhythm with the wind. Every step blends seamlessly with the earth, a soft grounding that lulls the mind into calm. Viking coasts. Along Viking coasts, the scholar walks by the water's edge. Longships float lazily, sails furled, anchored for the night. Fires burn softly on the sand, illuminating quiet figures. Waves lap gently against hulls, repeating a rhythm as constant as a heartbeat. The scholar listens to the ocean's whisper, matching each wave with a slow, steady breath. In, out, in, out. Chinese riverlands. The scholar glides through Chinese riverlands. Lanterns glow in quiet villages, hanging from eaves and swaying gently in the night. Farmers rest beside small rivers, their baskets of rice untouched for the evening. Streams ripple softly under stone bridges, mirroring stars above. The scholar kneels beside the water, touching its surface lightly. Ripples extend outward endlessly, reflecting the soft, even pulse of the world. Mongol steppes. Across Mongol steppes, yurts lie scattered beneath wide skies, their fires glowing gently. Horses breathe slowly, rolling their eyes in contented calm. A distant river winds silently through the plains. The scholar walks beside it, listening to water and wind and soft hooves in the grass. Everything moves in slow, deliberate rhythms, each step of life echoing the calm heartbeat of night. Mesoamerican jungles. Through Mayan and Aztec jungles, fireflies drift lazily through dense trees, tiny lanterns floating in endless dark. Rivers wind quietly beneath thick canopies, reflecting moonlight in soft, flowing arcs. Villagers sleep in hammocks, their soft breathing blending with the sounds of the jungle. The scholar moves slowly, tracing soft paths along the river bank. Each leaf, each branch, each insect's call, becoming a gentle note in the symphony of calm. Andean terraces. Finally, the scholar reaches the Andean terraces. Terraced fields slope gently down mountainsides. Rows of crops outline softly in moonlight. Llamas rest quietly, tails flicking lazily. Fires glow faintly near sleeping huts. The scholar climbs slowly along the paths, noticing the slow, perfect rhythm of life at altitude. The wind brushing leaves, the murmur of distant rivers, the soft flicker of lantern light against stone. Every movement, every sound, every breath joins a gentle, endless loop of calm. The scholar sits, finally, in the heart of the world. All civilizations rest. The fires burn softly. The water flows gently. The lanterns glow faintly, and the stars shine endlessly overhead. Your mind follows the same rhythm. Every breath matches the night. Every heartbeat echoes the calm of the world. In, out, in, out. Sleep is near. The world continues quietly. And you are allowed to drift. Part 7. Endless night, repeating calm. The world is quiet. Moonlight spills across fields, rivers, and rooftops. Stars hover patiently, blinking softly above every civilization. And the scholar walks slowly, deliberately, following the rhythm of the night. Celtic Hills, Loop 1. Wind brushes tall grass, soft as silk. The blacksmith sets down his hammer, breathing slowly. Sheep shift in fields, tails flicking gently. Each sound is gentle, unhurried. The scholar matches their rhythm. In, out, in, out. The river moves quietly, carrying reflections of stars. Every ripple mirrors your breath. Every rustle mirrors your heartbeat. Saracen Desert, Loop 1. Lanterns sway in the desert breeze. Camels kneel, shifting slightly. A gentle spring trickles over smooth stones. The scholar traces each ripple, watching water flow endlessly. Each grain of sand beneath your feet is soft, every step sinking fully into the calm of night. Wind hums through the dunes. Soft, steady, like a lullaby. Japanese Gardens, Loop 1. Petals drift slowly onto quiet ponds. Koi circle lazily, their tails brushing water in gentle arcs. Lanterns glow softly beside curved bridges. The scholar kneels beside the water. Every ripple, the note. Every fallen petal, the lullaby. Every soft sound, a rhythm to guide sleep. In, out, in, out. Byzantine Courtyards, Loop 1. Fountains trickle, echoing faintly across stone. Lanterns flicker softly in open windows. A distant bell chimes once. Then the night swallows it. The scholar runs a hand along cool marble, feeling centuries of careful hands pressed into stone. Each movement slows your mind further, inviting calm, inviting rest. Frankish Villages, Loop 1. Horses breathe slowly in paddocks. Smoke drifts from chimneys. Wheat sways softly in rhythm with the wind. The scholar walks along dirt paths, feeling the earth beneath every step. Every sound blends with the night, forming a gentle loop of peace. In, out, in, out. Viking Coasts, Loop 1. Waves lap softly against anchored longships. Fires flicker quietly on sand. Lanterns glow, reflecting in the calm sea. The scholar listens, matching breath to water, matching heartbeat to moonlight, letting all tension flow away. Chinese Riverlands, Loop 1. Streams ripple gently beneath stone bridges. Lanterns glow in still villages. Farmers rest quietly beside rice paddies. The scholar kneels beside the water, touching its surface lightly, watching tiny ripples spread. Watching calm spread through the mind. In, out, in, out. Mongol Steppes, Loop 1. Rivers flow lazily through grasslands. Yurts glow faintly with firelight. Horses rest quietly, shifting gently in sleep. The scholar walks beside the river bank, feeling soft earth beneath feet. Feeling calm spread through every muscle, every thought. Mesoamerican Jungles, Loop 1. Fireflies drift slowly. Rivers wind quietly beneath dense trees. Villagers sleep in hammocks, breathing softly. The scholar traces paths along the river. Every leaf, every branch, every distant call, blending into a soft symphony of night. In, out, in, out. Andean Terraces, Loop 1. Terraced fields slope softly under moonlight. Llamas lie quietly, flicking tails lazily. Fires glow faintly in sleeping huts. The scholar climbs slow paths along the terraces, noticing rhythm in every step, pattern in every shadow, lullaby in every flicker of light. End of Loop 1. And now, the scholar begins again. The same routines, slightly shifted, repeating gently. Celtic hills sway in the wind. Desert lanterns swing lazily. Petals drift in Japanese ponds. Fountains echo softly in Byzantine courtyards. Horses rest in Frankish paddocks. Waves lap on Viking shores. Streams ripple beneath Chinese bridges. Fires glow in Mongol yurts. Fireflies drift in Mesoamerican jungles. Llamas rest in Andean terraces. Every repetition soothes. Every loop draws sleep closer. Every breath slows. Every heartbeat matches the world. In, out, in, out. Slowly, gently, endlessly. Part 8, Layered Loops and Gentle Night. The night stretches endlessly. Moonlight drapes over every hill, river, and village. Stars shimmer quietly, watching over the resting world. And the scholar walks, slowly, deliberately, along paths both familiar and new. Celtic Hills, Loop 2. The blacksmith lifts his hammer once, softly, then rests. The farmer smooths the cloth over a basket of wheat. Sheep shift, tails flicking lazily in the night air. Wind moves through the grass in rolling waves. A rhythm gentle and infinite. The river mirrors the stars. And the scholar's breathing falls in sync. In, out. In, out. Each ripple, each rustle, each breath, soft and slow. Saracen Desert, Loop 2. Lanterns swing gently in the cool desert breeze. Camels shift, kneeling then rising, a quiet, constant motion. The spring trickles softly over smooth stones. Its song gentle as a lullaby. The scholar traces the water with fingertips, watching it spread slowly in tiny ripples. Like thought settling softly into sleep. Wind hums through the dunes. Soft, steady, unhurried. Pulling every worry away. Japanese Gardens, Loop 2. Petals fall quietly onto pond surfaces. Koi circle lazily, their movement slow, rhythmic. Lanterns sway slightly on posts, casting pools of gentle light on stone pathways. The scholar kneels by the water, letting each ripple extend outward, mirroring the slow rise and fall of breath. In, out. In, out. Each petal, each ripple, each faint sound, a soft echo of calm. Byzantine courtyards, Loop 2. Fountains trickle quietly. Lanterns glow in windows, faintly swaying. A bell rings once, soft, then fades into silence. The scholar runs a hand along the smooth marble, feeling centuries of care. Feeling calm spread through every muscle, every thought. Every step, every sound, a meditation. Frankish villages, Loop 2. Horses breathe slowly in paddocks. Smoke rises lazily from chimneys. Wheat sways gently with the night breeze. The scholar walks dirt paths, every footstep blending with the rhythm of the wind. The soft swaying of wheat, and the gentle breathing of the world. In, out. In, out. Slow, steady, endless. Viking coasts, Loop 2. Waves lap quietly against anchored longships. Fires flicker softly along the shore. Lanterns glow faintly, reflected in the calm water. The scholar listens to the water, matching each wave to a slow, steady breath. In, out. In, out. Each lap of water a soft lullaby. Chinese riverlands, Loop 2. Streams ripple beneath stone bridges. Lanterns glow gently in villages. Farmers rest quietly beside rice paddies. The scholar kneels beside the water, tracing each ripple with fingertips. Ripples spread outward endlessly, mirroring the calm spreading through mind and body. In, out. In, out. Soft, steady, constant. Mongol steppes, Loop 2. Yurts glow faintly with firelight. Horses breathe slowly, eyes half closed. Rivers wind silently through grasslands. The scholar walks slowly along the river bank, noticing the rhythm of grass, water, and fire. Each movement reinforcing calm, each sound guiding deeper rest. Mesoamerican jungles, Loop 2. Fireflies drift lazily through dense foliage. Rivers flow quietly beneath trees. Villagers sleep in hammocks, breathing softly. The scholar moves along the jungle path. Every leaf, every branch, every distant call, blending into a gentle, repeating symphony. In, out. In, out. Endless, gentle, calm. Andean terraces, loop 2. Terraces slope gently under moonlight. Llamas lie quietly, breathing slow and steady. Fires glow faintly in sleeping huts. The scholar climbs the terraces slowly, noticing the pattern of life, the sway of crops, the flicker of lights, the soft murmur of wind over stone. Each step, each sight, each sound pulls the mind further into calm, pulls the body into rest. End of loop 2. The world repeats, softly. Light flickers, water ripples, wind moves through grass. Lanterns sway, rivers flow, flames flicker, fireflies drift. Each loop is slightly different. Each detail a new note in the endless lullaby. The scholar sits, finally, in the heart of the world. The moon above, the stars watching. Villagers, animals, rivers, and forests all resting. And now, so do you. In, out. In, out. Slowly, steadily, endlessly. Part 9, The Scholar's Midnight Exploration. The scholar rises once more from the familiar fields and rivers. The moon has climbed high, bathing the world in silver light. A gentle breeze carries scents of pine, earth, and distant fires. Tonight, there are new paths to wander. Quiet places untouched by hurried footsteps. Places where night spreads like a soft blanket. The hidden grove. Following a narrow path through the Celtic hills, the scholar discovers a hidden grove. Ancient oaks rise tall and solemn, their branches intertwining to form a protective roof of leaves. Moonlight filters through the canopy, landing in soft patches on the mossy ground. A small stream runs through the grove, its water clear and cool, weaving around smooth stones. A deer pauses at the water's edge, drinking carefully, then lifts its head and watches the scholar for a moment. Its eyes gentle and unstartled. Then it moves quietly into the shadows, leaving only the soft sound of rippling water. The scholar kneels by the stream, letting fingers brush the cool water. The air is filled with faint, soothing sounds. Leaves rustling, water flowing, distant night birds calling. Each note a soft echo, inviting calm and stillness. The mountain pass. Leaving the grove, the scholar ascends a mountain pass. The path is narrow but safe, flanked by smooth stones and wildflowers. Wind whispers through the cliffs, carrying the scent of distant forests. Below, valleys stretch in shadow, rivers glinting like silver threads. A fox moves quietly along a lower ridge, its soft paws making no sound. The scholar pauses at a ledge, looking across the vast expanse. Villages glow faintly in the distance. Rivers reflect moonlight, and forests sway in the gentle night breeze. Here, above the world, everything feels small, yet safe. The mountains cradle the valleys below, and the scholar feels the same gentle support. Resting, protected, and calm. The desert oasis. From the mountains, the journey carries the scholar back south, to a quiet desert oasis. Palm trees cluster around a serene pool, its surface still, reflecting stars and lanterns alike. A small group of travelers rests nearby, their camels kneeling, the soft hiss of fire from a tiny cooking pit mingling with the night air. The scholar sits beside the pool, letting eyes trace the reflection of palm leaves and moonlight. The water is cool, inviting. The air smells faintly of sand, earth, and warm firelight. Crickets chirp in a soft rhythm. A breeze stirs gently, rustling palms and carrying distant murmurs. The oasis is alive, yet quiet. A perfect place for the mind to drift and the body to rest. The ancient temple. Guided by a winding desert path, the the scholar discovers an ancient temple. Stone walls rise quietly from the sands, adorned with carvings of animals and sun motifs. Steps lead slowly upward to a shaded courtyard, empty and still. The moonlight touches each carving, revealing faint details. A bird in flight, a snake curling, a sun smiling gently. Wind brushes the stone, carrying a soft hum, as if the temple itself is breathing. The scholar sits on a low step, listening. The whisper of wind. The distant trickle of water. The faint creak of palm fronds in the oasis beyond. All is calm, all is patient. And the temple seems to hold the memory of centuries. Quietly, gently, waiting. The forest of lanterns. Next, the scholar follows a faint path into a dense forest in the east. Every tree is tall and wide, their trunks wrapped in glowing lanterns. The light is soft, golden, almost liquid in its warmth. Leaves sway silently, casting gentle shadows on the forest floor. A small brook runs through the center, the water moving slowly over smooth stones. Birdsong drifts from the canopy, muted and distant, blending with the soft rustle of branches. A family of deer moves quietly between trees. Their movements careful and measured. Perfectly at home in the quiet night. The scholar walks slowly, touching lanterns as he passes. Each one warms the fingers, spreading a gentle calm through the body. Each step is slow, measured, and deliberate. Here, in this forest, the world feels alive yet still. Time stretches, breathing with the rhythm of water, leaves, and gentle light. The scholar's reflection. Finally, the scholar finds a calm clearing at the heart of the forest. The moon shines fully here, lighting the space like soft silver snow. He sits beside a quiet pond, looking down at his reflection in the water. The world above is calm. The reflection below even calmer. And the scholar realizes. The journey is not about distance or discovery. It is about presence. It is about noticing the quiet, the rhythm, the gentle unfolding of life everywhere. Each civilization, each village, each forest, each stream teaches patience, peace, and rest. And as the scholar breathes in and out, he feels the weight of the world release. The night carries him softly. The moon and stars watch over every village and forest. The rivers flow endlessly. The lanterns glow gently. The fires flicker slowly. And now, so may you. Part 10, Gentle Wonders of the Night. The scholar rises from the quiet forest clearing, stretching slowly under the silver glow of the moon. Tonight, the world feels different, more alive, yet softer. Every civilization carries a gentle secret, waiting to be noticed. The Celtic glade of fireflies. Returning to the Celtic hills, the scholar discovers a hidden glade. The grass glows faintly, bathed in moonlight. But what catches the eye are the hundreds of fireflies, drifting slowly like tiny lanterns suspended in air. They hover above the streams, swirl around tree trunks, and form soft glowing paths that seem to dance with the wind. A doe steps carefully through the grass, nose twitching, ears alert, but undisturbed by the scholar's quiet presence. He sits on a mossy stone and watches the fireflies, their glow pulsing gently, almost like breathing. Each flicker of light invites calm. Each gentle movement soothes the mind. And the scholar feels peace spread slowly through his body. The desert mirage. The scholar moves across the Saracen desert, where the sands shimmer faintly in the moonlight. Ahead, a mirage-like oasis glows softly. Palm trees lean over crystal-clear water. The wind carries a faint scent of blooming desert flowers. Camels kneel nearby, their shadows stretching long and calm. A small caravan rests, barely stirring, its lanterns flickering faintly like tiny stars. The scholar approaches the water and sees a faint reflection of the sky and the oasis merge together, so that moonlight and sand, lanterns and stars all blend into a soft, golden glow. A single bird rises quietly from the oasis. wings catching the moonlight as it drifts across the sky. The scholar breathes slowly, matching the gentle rhythm of wind, water, and wing beats. The Japanese moon garden. In Japan, the scholar wanders into a garden he had not seen before. The pond here is perfectly still, mirroring the moon and stars so clearly it feels like a second sky. Lanterns float gently on the water, drifting in slow circles. Petals fall from cherry trees, landing softly on the pond's surface. A fox with a bushy tail moves silently along the path, stopping to gaze at the scholar briefly before disappearing into the underbrush. In a quiet corner, a bamboo fountain trickles steadily. It sounds soft and rhythmic. The scholar kneels beside it, tracing the circles of water with his fingers, letting the calm ripple through his thoughts. The garden feels suspended in time, as if the night itself is holding its breath, allowing only stillness and gentle beauty. The Byzantine courtyard of echoes. The scholar's journey leads to a Byzantine courtyard bathed in soft moonlight. The fountain here is ornate, carved with delicate patterns of leaves and vines. When water drips from the fountain, it makes a tiny echo, soft and musical, as if the stones themselves are singing lullabies. Lanterns in open windows cast golden pools of light across cobblestones. A cat slinks along the edges of the fountain, pausing to drink gently from the water before curling up to sleep. The scholar listens to the echoes, noticing how each sound lingers and fades slowly. Every drop, every hum, every flicker of light blends into the rhythm of the night, and the world feels infinitely patient and calm. The Frankish orchard. In a small Frankish village, the scholar wanders through an orchard. Apple trees rise thick and full, their branches heavy with fruit. A gentle breeze shakes a few apples loose, and they fall quietly to the grass, rolling softly into piles. A hedgehog scurries along the path, pausing occasionally to sniff the grass or climb over a stone. Lanterns hang from trees, casting gentle, warm light on the orchard floor. The scholar sits on the soft grass, watching shadows sway, listening to the subtle rustle of leaves. Every movement, every small sound, carries a kind of magic, reminding him of the gentle beauty of ordinary life. The Viking Northern Lights. On the Viking coast, the scholar lifts his eyes to the northern sky. Soft green, purple, and blue lights shimmer across the horizon. Longships float quietly in the bay, sails still, while villagers rest around small fires on the shore. The scholar watches the northern lights dance, reflected in the gentle waves of the fjord. Each color fades and reappears, painting the night sky slowly, rhythmically, like a heartbeat stretching across the world. Even the water seems calmer here, mirroring the celestial display with perfect symmetry. The Chinese Lantern Festival. In a quiet Chinese village, the scholar finds a festival of floating lanterns. Lanterns drift along the river and sky, moving slowly, gracefully, like tiny stars released into the night. Children watch from the banks, whispering softly, their faces glowing with reflected lantern light. The scholar releases one lantern of his own. It floats upstream gently, carrying a soft warmth, a quiet wish, and a feeling of complete peace. The world seems endless, calm, and infinitely kind here. The Mongol Starlit Steppe. Across the Mongol steppes, the scholar sees a herd of horses under the stars. They move slowly, grazing in perfect calm. Fires glow faintly near yurts, smoke drifting lazily into the night air. The wind rustles the grass in rolling waves. The scholar sits on a low rise, watching the stars reflect on the gentle movement of animals and fire. Every heartbeat, every breath, matches the calm of the world. The Mesoamerican Sacred Pool. In a jungle clearing, the scholar discovers a sacred pool near an Aztec temple. The water glows faintly with moonlight and phosphorescent algae, softly illuminating the steps of the temple. A jaguar rests silently near the water's edge, its golden eyes half closed, calm and still. The scholar kneels beside the pool, tracing patterns in the soft water, noticing how each ripple spreads slowly, endlessly, carrying the calm of the jungle far and wide. The Andean sunrise garden. Finally, in the Andes, the scholar discovers a small garden of terraces. Although the night is deep, faint hints of dawn brush the horizon, turning the sky soft pink and lavender. Llamas stretch gently, rising from sleep. The terraced crops shimmer in the early light. A small fountain trickles in a courtyard, soft and musical, echoing through the stone walls. The scholar breathes slowly, feeling the gentle rhythm of life stretching from night into day. Every place he has visited holds a quiet magic, and he realizes that peace can be found everywhere. If only one moves gently, observes softly, and breathes slowly. Part 11. Gentle Encounters in the Night. The scholar rises once more from the Andean terraces, breathing in the crisp night air. Tonight, the world feels alive in a quiet, soft way. Every village, every field, every forest is full of gentle life. And the scholar is not just observing. He is meeting the people who inhabit these lands, each one moving slowly, peacefully, as the night unfolds. Celtic Hills, the Weaver and the Shepherd. The scholar wanders along a soft dirt path, leading to a small Celtic village nestled in a hollow. Lanterns sway gently outside stone cottages, their warm glow spilling onto the grass. In one cottage, the scholar sees an elderly weaver, her hands moving slowly over threads of wool. The loom creaks softly with every pass, a gentle rhythm that seems to match the scholar's own breathing. She hums a quiet tune, almost like a lullaby. And as the scholar steps closer, she glances up with a warm smile. Her eyes are kind, patient, and full of calm understanding. Nearby, a young shepherd tends to his flock. The sheep graze slowly under the moonlight, their soft bleating barely audible. The boy moves among them with careful steps, stroking the soft wool of each animal. Every motion is slow, deliberate, and full of care. The scholar sits on a nearby hill, watching. Each movement of the villagers, each sound of the sheep, blends into a soft, peaceful rhythm. Here, life moves slowly, gently, and the night itself seems to hum. Celtic Hills, the storyteller. Deeper in the village, the scholar notices a storyteller by a small fire. His beard glows orange in the firelight, and his voice drifts softly into the air. He is not speaking loudly. He does not need to. The words are measured, slow, almost hypnotic. He tells tales of ancient forests, of rivers that flow endlessly, of hills that roll gently toward the horizon. The children sit cross-legged nearby, their eyes wide but calm. They listen to every word, absorbing the story without hurry or fear. The scholar leans against a tree, letting the gentle cadence of the storyteller's voice wash over him like a soft wave. Every breath of the children, every flicker of firelight, feels like a lullaby for the whole village. Saracen Desert, the caravan keeper. The scholar continues south, crossing the endless desert sands. The air is cool now, carrying the faint scent of flowers and earth. At a small oasis, a caravan keeper tends to his camels. He moves slowly, stroking the neck of one camel, checking the soft fur along its flank. The camel hums softly in response, its large eyes calm and trusting. Lanterns glow faintly, casting long shadows on the sand. The scholar notices that the keeper hums quietly, a melody soft and low, almost blending with the breeze. Nearby, a young girl pours water into a shallow basin for the animals. She moves carefully, letting every drop fall slowly, deliberately, as if counting each moment of calm. The scholar steps closer, and the keeper smiles softly. He gestures for the scholar to sit, sharing the quiet night and the gentle sound of flowing water. Saracen Desert, the tent dwellers. At the edge of the oasis, the scholar notices a small cluster of tents. Inside one, a woman sits sewing, threads of gold and silver passing slowly through fabric. Her movements are careful and unhurried, and every stitch seems to hum softly in the quiet air. A child plays with a small wooden toy, rolling it gently along the sand. Every movement is slow, deliberate, and full of wonder. The scholar watches from the shade of a palm tree. He notices the subtle connections. The way the camel shifts as the child's toy rolls nearby. The way the lantern flickers in rhythm with the sewing. The way the breeze carries everything together in soft harmony. Saracen Desert, the night watch. The scholar walks toward the edge of the oasis, where a lone guard leans on a staff. He is neither tense nor hurried. His eyes follow the horizon slowly, steadily. The wind moves through his robes, and he hums quietly, almost like a lullaby for the desert. The scholar feels the calm of his presence. Someone who watches, not to command, but to protect and be part of the quiet night. The sand glitters faintly under the moonlight, and for a long moment, all is still. Part 12, Gentle Encounters in Japanese and Byzantine Lands. The scholar leaves the quiet desert oasis, walking slowly along a winding path. The night air is cool and fragrant with distant blossoms. Every step is deliberate, every breath slow and steady. Tonight, the journey leads to Japan, and then further west to Byzantium, to meet the people who inhabit these lands at night. Japanese lantern keepers. In a quiet village beside a serene pond, the scholar sees a group of lantern keepers. They move slowly, deliberately, placing glowing lanterns along the edges of stone paths. Each lantern is carefully aligned, its warm light reflecting softly on the water. The keepers whisper to one another quietly, their voices blending with the gentle trickle of a bamboo fountain. A young girl carries a small wooden tray of floating lanterns. She releases them into the pond one by one. Each lantern drifts silently, its soft glow rippling across the water. A monk kneels nearby, tracing patterns in sand with a thin bamboo stick. His movements are slow, precise, and meditative. The scholar watches him carefully, feeling the calm rhythm of his motion spread through the cool night air. The koi fish beneath the pond swim lazily, their fins brushing softly against the water. The scholar notices the reflection of lantern light on their scales, and for a long moment, everything seems to shimmer gently. A perfect, soft rhythm of life in stillness. Japanese garden artisan. Further along a stone path, the scholar discovers an artisan at work. She sits beneath a maple tree, painting delicate designs on a small vase. Her brush moves slowly across the surface, tiny droplets of ink forming graceful patterns. A cat curls beside her feet, purring softly, a faint vibration in the calm air. The scholar approaches quietly. The artisan glances up, nodding softly with a gentle smile. She returns her attention to the vase, every movement measured, unhurried, full of care. The scholar feels the peace of this moment, the slow rise and fall of her breath, the quiet tapping of brush on ceramic, the faint rustle of leaves in the night breeze. Byzantine temple caretakers. Crossing into Byzantine lands, the scholar enters a courtyard bathed in moonlight. A temple caretaker moves slowly among stone columns, tending lanterns and oil lamps. He places a lamp on a carved pedestal, its flame flickering softly against the marble walls. The light dances gently across intricate mosaics, reflecting patterns of gold, blue, and crimson. Nearby, a young acolyte carries water in a clay jug. He moves carefully, balancing the jug with both hands, letting every step be soft and measured. A cat walks across the courtyard, its paws making no sound on the stone. The caretaker pauses to watch it pass, then returns to his task, breathing calmly, slowly, deliberately. The scholar sits on a low step, noticing the rhythm of movements. Light lifted, lamp placed, water poured, cat passing. Each small action a meditation in itself. Byzantine library scholar. In a quiet chamber nearby, the scholar finds a young Byzantine scholar. Scrolls and books are stacked neatly on low shelves. He moves slowly among them, gently unrolling one scroll at a time. With each motion, he reads softly under the dim lantern glow. His voice is almost a whisper, but it blends perfectly with the quiet rustle of pages. The scholar observes him quietly. Every careful movement, every slow breath, every faint whisper of words through the night becomes a gentle symphony of calm. Outside, the moonlight reflects on polished tiles. The courtyard is silent except for the faint rustling of leaves. All is peaceful. All is still. Japanese night fisher. Returning to Japan, the scholar follows a river through a bamboo grove. A fisherman sits at the water's edge, rod in hand, eyes calm and patient. The line drifts silently on the still water. The fisherman breathes slowly, watching the surface with quiet attention. A small lantern hangs from a branch above, casting soft golden light across the rippling water. The scholar watches, noticing the gentle ripple of water, the slow rise and fall of the fisherman's chest, the faint swish of a tail in the river. A fish surfaces briefly, glinting in the lantern light, then disappears beneath the calm surface. The fisherman smiles softly, releasing a quiet sigh of contentment. And the scholar feels the same serene calm spreading through himself. Byzantine night garden. Finally, the scholar moves into a Byzantine night garden. Flowers glow faintly under the moonlight. A gentle fountain trickles in the center. It sounds soft and constant, echoing through the quiet arches. An elderly gardener tends a small bed of night-blooming flowers. He moves slowly, trimming leaves and arranging blossoms. His hand steady and careful. Nearby, a small child carries a lantern along a stone path. Their steps slow, measured, watching the gardener's work. The child pauses to smell a flower, its petals brushing softly against tiny fingers. The scholar sits on a nearby bench, watching the gentle dance of lantern light, leaves, and flowing water. Each soft sound, each careful movement, feels like a quiet lullaby. A world breathing in unison with the scholar himself. Part 13, Gentle Encounters in Frankish Villages and Viking Coasts. The scholar leaves the quiet gardens of Byzantium, walking slowly along a moonlit path. The night is calm, filled with faint scents of earth, wood, and soft firelight. Every step is deliberate, every breath slow. Tonight, the journey takes him to Frankish villages first, and then across northern seas to the Viking coasts. Here, the people are gentle, calm, and unhurried. Their nighttime routines soft and soothing. Frankish village, the baker and the mill. In a small village, the scholar notices a baker finishing his work. The warm glow of a fire flickers through the window of a stone oven. He lifts a loaf of bread carefully, placing it on a wooden table. The smell of fresh bread drifts softly into the night, mingling with the scent of cool earth and grass. Nearby, a watermill turns slowly, its wooden paddles moving with the gentle flow of the river. The miller walks alongside, checking each movement carefully. He hums quietly, a soft, low melody that drifts across the village. The scholar pauses on the path, watching the scene unfold. Every movement, oven glowing, bread placed, water turning, is slow, deliberate, and full of care. The village breathes softly, like a gentle lullaby. Frankish village, the shepherd children. Across the fields, 2 children watch their flock of sheep. They move slowly, herding the animals with gentle gestures. No rush, no fear, only patience. The sheep respond to every soft command, shuffling calmly across the grass, their wool brushing softly against the earth. The children giggle quietly at a small lamb that hops too far ahead. Their laughter is soft and sweet, echoing faintly in the night air. The scholar sits on a grassy knoll, feeling the slow, steady rhythm of life in the village. Breathing of children, rustling of sheep, soft melody of the miller's hum. Frankish village, the night watchman. At the edge of the village, a watchman leans on his staff. His gaze follows the horizon, slow and careful. He does not hurry. He does not raise alarm. Instead, he hums a quiet tune. Soft and steady, blending perfectly with the distant sound of the mill, the river, and the gentle wind through the trees. The scholar notices his calm presence, realizing that protection does not need to be loud or hurried. It can be quiet, gentle, and steady. A comforting heartbeat in the peaceful night. Viking Coast, the longship caretaker. Crossing north, the scholar arrives at the Viking Coast. The fjord is calm, the sea reflecting moonlight like silver glass. A caretaker moves slowly along a longship, checking the ropes and sails with gentle hands. The ship rocks slightly, responding softly to the lapping waves. Every movement is careful and measured, ensuring that the ship is safe through the night. The scholar watches quietly, feeling the rhythm of the caretaker's work. Hands tightening ropes, sails swaying lightly, feet stepping softly on wood. The world seems suspended, calm and patient. Viking Coast, the fisher family. On the shore, a small family tends to nets beside a quiet fire. The father checks each net carefully, removing small debris and ensuring the fish are safe. The mother carries a basket of firewood, placing it gently near the fire to warm the night air. Her movements are slow and deliberate, each step echoing the calm of the surroundings. A child sits on a driftwood log, skimming stones across the calm sea. The stones bounce lightly, creating tiny ripples that shimmer in the reflection of moonlight. The scholar sits on the sand, watching the family work in harmony with each other and the sea. Every motion is a soft, gentle note in the lullaby of the coast. Viking Coast, the starlit wolves. From a nearby forest, the faint silhouettes of wolves appear. They move slowly, not hunting, but exploring. Their eyes glow softly in the moonlight, calm and serene. The caretaker and fisher family notice them without fear. The wolves' movements are part of the night, their quiet presence blending perfectly with the flickering firelight, the lapping waves, and the gentle wind through the pines. The scholar breathes slowly, matching the rhythm of the wolves' steps. The water, the lanterns, the family. Feeling the calm of the coast sink into his own body. Viking Coast, the night lantern. As the night deepens, a lantern floats slowly from a small boat. It drifts gently across the fjord, casting soft golden light on the water. The scholar follows it with his eyes, noticing how the reflection shimmers in gentle waves. The caretaker pauses, watching the lantern float. The child on the shore smiles quietly. Even the wolves seem to pause, their eyes catching the light for a fleeting moment. The scholar feels a sense of quiet wonder. A single lantern can illuminate the night, and every living being nearby moves in harmony with it. At this point, the scholar has fully explored Frankish villages and Viking coasts, meeting gentle characters, observing soft routines, and discovering magical, peaceful moments. Part 14: Gentle Encounters in Chinese Riverlands and Mongol Steppes. The scholar rises from the Viking coast, taking slow steps across soft grass and stone paths. The night air is filled with the faint scent of water, earth, and distant lanterns. The moon shines fully, casting gentle silver light across the land. Tonight, the journey leads eastward to China, where rivers wind slowly through quiet villages, and then north to the vast Mongol steppes, where nomads live in harmony with the land and the stars. Chinese riverlands, the fisherman. The scholar approaches a wide river, its surface calm and reflecting the moonlight like glass. Along the riverbank, a fisherman sits quietly on a small wooden dock. His fishing rod rests lightly in his hands, the line drifting slowly across the water. Every so often, he lifts a small fish, examines it with soft, careful eyes, and releases it back into the river with gentle hands. A lantern floats nearby, tethered to a bamboo pole. Its soft golden light ripples across the water, illuminating the delicate movements of the fisherman. The scholar sits on a low stone by the bank, watching the fisherman's calm patience. Each breath of the fisherman seems to echo the gentle flow of the river, and the scholar matches his own breathing to this peaceful rhythm. Chinese Riverlands, the rice farmer. Further along the river, the scholar notices a rice farmer walking through the paddies. Her feet move slowly, sinking slightly into the soft water. Each step is careful, measured, deliberate. She bends to adjust a young rice plant, tucking it carefully into the muddy soil. Her movements are slow, almost ceremonial. The soft rustle of water, the faint hum of insects, and her quiet breathing create a gentle symphony of night. Nearby, a child splashes softly in a small side channel. Their laughter is muffled, delicate, blending with the whisper of wind and water. The scholar leans back against a bamboo stalk, noticing how the farmer, child, and river are perfectly in sync. Every movement, every sound, every ripple is part of the calm night. Chinese Riverlands, the lantern artist. On a small wooden bridge spanning a narrow channel, the scholar sees a young artist painting floating lanterns. Each lantern is decorated with delicate patterns of dragons, flowers, and flowing rivers. The artist moves slowly, dipping a brush lightly into ink, then touching it gently to the paper. As the scholar watches, she sets the lanterns on the water. They drift slowly downstream, their soft glow reflecting on the rippling river. A frog leaps quietly from a nearby lily pad, its small splash a gentle punctuation in the night. The scholar smiles softly, feeling the quiet wonder of creation in slow, deliberate movements. Each lantern carries a sense of peace, floating endlessly toward the horizon. Mongol steppes, the nomadic herdsman. Crossing north, the scholar steps onto the vast Mongol steppes. The grass stretches endlessly beneath a sky heavy with stars. A nomadic herdsman tends to his herd of horses. He walks slowly among them, hand on the flank of each animal, checking their coats, brushing dirt from their fur. The horses move calmly in response, their hooves barely rustling the soft grass. The herdsman hums a low melody, a song that rises and falls gently, blending with the faint whisper of the wind through the plains. The scholar watches as the herdsman pauses, letting the song drift across the open land. Every note seems to settle softly over the steppes, wrapping the night in warmth and calm. Mongol steppes, the tent family. In a small encampment of yurts, a family moves quietly by firelight. A mother stirs a pot slowly over the fire, her hand steady and unhurried. A father arranges bedding inside a yurt, tucking each piece carefully and smoothing out wrinkles. Children play nearby with small wooden toys, their laughter soft and restrained, echoing gently across the grasslands. A dog curls beside the fire, tail brushing lightly over warm embers. Every movement is slow, deliberate, and full of care. The scholar sits on a nearby rise, watching the family in silence. Every action, every breath, every small sound blends into a peaceful rhythm that stretches across the night. Mongol steppes, the starlit watch. At the edge of the encampment, the scholar notices a watcher standing silently. A long staff rests in his hands, and his eyes follow the horizon. He does not speak. He does not hurry. He is simply present, standing guard under the wide, starlit sky. The wind moves through his robes, rustling softly like whispers in the grass. The horses in the distance shift gently, and the watcher hums a low, calming note. The scholar breathes slowly, matching the rhythm of the wind, the horses, and the soft melody. The steppe seems endless, safe, and full of quiet life. Part 15, Gentle Encounters in the Mesoamerican Jungles. The scholar leaves the endless Mongol steppes behind, walking along a narrow path beneath the towering canopy of the jungle. The air is warm, scented with earth, flowers, and the faint hint of distant rivers. Night drapes the forest in a soft, green shadow, and the sounds of insects and distant water blend into a calming rhythm. Tonight, the scholar will meet the people who live in harmony with the jungle. as well as the gentle creatures that move quietly through the night. The shaman by the sacred pool. Deep in a clearing, the scholar discovers a shaman sitting beside a sacred pool. The water glows faintly with moonlight and phosphorescent algae, softly illuminating his calm, focused face. The shaman traces patterns in the water with his fingers, watching the ripples spread outward in perfect circles. Every movement is slow and deliberate, almost like a meditation. Around him, fireflies drift lazily, their tiny lights reflecting in the water. A jaguar rests in the shadows, watching silently but without fear. Its golden eyes glint softly in the dim light. The scholar sits a short distance away, noticing the rhythm of the shaman's hands, the slow rise and fall of his breath, and the gentle pulse of the sacred pool. Every ripple, every breath, every soft movement becomes part of the calm, nighttime music of the jungle. The artisan carving stone. Nearby, a young artisan carves delicate patterns into stone. His chisel moves slowly, producing tiny, precise sparks that disappear quietly. Each pattern depicts leaves, animals, and flowing rivers. He pauses occasionally, examining his work under the soft glow of a lantern hung from a nearby tree. A child sits beside him, mimicking his movements with a small wooden tool. The child's small motions are careful, deliberate, and full of wonder. The scholar leans against a tree, watching the pair. The sparks of the chisel and the lantern light flicker together, casting soft, moving shadows on the jungle floor. The forest seems to hold its breath, allowing every careful movement to echo like a gentle lullaby. The nighttime gathering. Further along the path, the scholar comes across a small gathering of villagers. They sit in a circle around a soft, flickering fire, sharing quiet stories and gentle laughter. One elder carefully rolls a mat of woven reeds, while another gently fans the fire to keep it steady. A young girl traces patterns in the dirt with her fingers, creating spirals and shapes that mirror the movement of the wind and leaves. Nearby, a small hummingbird hovers, its tiny wings beating almost imperceptibly. The villagers notice it but do not disturb it, allowing it to drift freely through the warm night air. The scholar sits quietly at the edge of the circle, feeling the warmth of the fire and the calm of the forest. Every sound, the soft crackle of the fire, the distant call of nocturnal birds, the rustle of leaves, blends into a perfect, gentle rhythm of night. The herbalist's garden. In a secluded corner of the jungle, the scholar finds a herbalist tending her plants. She moves slowly, inspecting leaves and flowers, touching each one lightly, deliberately, with care. The plants glow faintly under the moonlight, their leaves brushing softly against one another as she passes. A small pond reflects the soft green canopy above, and a frog hops quietly from one stone to another, its tiny movements creating gentle ripples in the water. The herbalist hums a soft tune, barely audible, and the scholar notices how the plants seem to respond. Leaves sway in rhythm with the song. Water ripples in gentle harmony, and the jungle itself feels alive yet calm. The jaguar cub. Near the edge of the clearing, the scholar notices a jaguar cub playing with a fallen leaf. Its movements are slow and careful, each paw touching the leaf lightly before nudging it again. The mother jaguar watches from a distance, her eyes calm and protective. She does not move, she simply observes the small, careful play. The scholar feels the quiet magic of this moment. Life in its softest form, moving gently through the night, teaching patience, awareness, and calm. The riverbank fisher. Finally, the scholar reaches a slow-flowing river at the edge of the jungle. A fisherman sits on a log by the water, his line drifting quietly across the calm surface. He moves slowly, adjusting the line with careful fingers, allowing it to drift naturally in the gentle current. Every motion is deliberate, almost ceremonial, as if each gesture is a part of the river itself. A small lantern floats near him, its soft light reflecting across the water. The scholar sits a short distance away, watching the ripple of water, the slow rise and fall of the fisherman's breath, and feeling the deep, calming pulse of the night around him. Part 16, Gentle Encounters in the Andean Terraces. The scholar leaves the lush jungles behind, walking slowly along winding mountain paths. The night air is crisp and carries the faint scent of highland flowers and cool earth. Stars hang low in the sky, clear and steady, casting silver light across terraces carved into the mountainside. Tonight, he will meet the people of the Andean terraces, those who live high among the mountains, moving gently through their world, attentive to the rhythm of the land, the animals, and the night. Terrace farmers. On the wide, step terraces, a group of farmers moves slowly, tending crops that shimmer in the moonlight. They move deliberately along narrow stone paths, checking each plant carefully, touching leaves and stems with gentle, practiced hands. The terraces are lush and orderly, each level cascading softly into the next. Water trickles gently through stone channels. It sounds soft and constant, blending with the faint rustle of leaves and the distant wind. A young girl follows one of the farmers, carrying a small basket of harvested vegetables. She places each one carefully in the basket, arranging them gently as she walks. Every movement is slow, precise, and mindful, as if the night itself moves with them. The scholar watches from a stone ledge, breathing in sync with the farmer's slow rhythm. Every sound, the water, the wind, the soft brush of hands against plants, becomes part of a gentle, calming symphony. Llama herders. On a higher terrace, a herdsman tends his llamas. The animals move calmly, grazing slowly under the starlit sky. The herdsman walks among them, stroking their soft fur and murmuring quietly to each one. The llamas respond to his gentle voice, their steps measured and unhurried. Occasionally, a llama lifts its head to look at the scholar, its eyes soft and trusting. A dog follows the herdsman, moving slowly, its paws brushing lightly against the stone paths. The entire group seems to move as one, part of the natural rhythm of the terraces and the mountain wind. The scholar sits on a nearby rock, feeling the calm of the herdsman, the llamas, and the dog spread through his body. A slow, gentle warmth that reaches every limb. The elderly artisan. Near a small cluster of stone huts, an elderly artisan works quietly. She shapes clay on a small wheel, her hands moving slowly, carefully, creating small pots and bowls that will one day hold food or water. A child sits beside her, copying her motions with a small lump of clay. The elder's eyes are kind and patient, guiding the child without words, letting every movement be deliberate and calm. Lanterns hang from wooden posts, casting soft golden light across the stone courtyard. The scholar notices how each shadow moves slowly across the ground, following the careful motions of the artisan and her pupil. The air is filled with the faint scent of clay and earth, blending with the soft murmurs of the mountains at night. Every sound, every motion, every flicker of light carries a profound, peaceful rhythm. Children playing on the terraces. In a quiet corner of the terraces, children play with small wooden toys. They roll tiny carts along the stone paths, toss softballs back and forth, and laugh quietly, their voices gentle and restrained. A pair of children kneels by a shallow stream, watching smooth stones float downstream. They place leaves on the water as tiny rafts, careful not to disturb the gentle flow. The scholar sits nearby, watching them with soft attention. Each movement of the children, each small sound, blends with the flow of water, the sway of plants, and the distant calls of animals. The entire world feels slow, steady, and safe. Nocturnal rituals. As the night deepens, the scholar notices a small group of villagers performing a quiet ritual. They kneel on mats, lighting small incense sticks, watching the soft smoke drift slowly into the night. Their movements are deliberate, rhythmic, almost like a slow dance. The scent of incense mixes with the highland air, creating a calm, meditative atmosphere. Lanterns glow softly along the edges of the terraces, illuminating stone carvings that depict animals, mountains, and flowing rivers. The scholar observes quietly, breathing in time with their slow gestures, feeling the deep, restful calm of the ritual spread through his mind and body. The night animals. Across the terraces, animals move quietly under the moonlight. A fox slinks along a stone path, paws barely making a sound. Owls watch silently from tall trees, their eyes glowing faintly. Llamas lie down to rest, tails flicking lazily in the soft mountain breeze. The scholar walks among them slowly, not disturbing their calm, letting each sight, each sound, each movement become a part of his own gentle breathing and stillness. The terraces, the animals, the villagers, all of it moves together in quiet harmony. A lullaby for the mountains, for the night, and for the scholar himself. Part 17, Dreamlike Unity Across Civilizations. The scholar rises from the high Andean terraces, breathing deeply in the cool, crisp mountain air. The night is calm, the sky a tapestry of stars. And in the distance, the gentle light of the moon reflects on rivers, seas, and streams he has visited. Tonight, he will wander across every land he has seen. Slowly, deliberately, following a dreamlike path that unites every civilization. The journey is not hurried. It is not purposeful in the usual sense. It is a journey of observation, presence, and gentle wonder. The rivers flow between worlds. The scholar first descends from the terraces, walking along a mountain stream that becomes a river. Its waters reflect the sky, lanterns, and moonlight in gentle silver patterns. He remembers the Chinese riverlands, where fishermen and rice farmers moved slowly along the banks, their hands careful, their eyes calm. Lanterns floated on the water, drifting downstream in perfect harmony. And the scholar imagines the same lanterns flowing across continents, lighting the rivers of every civilization he has visited. The rivers seem to carry the memory of each gentle moment. The Celtic fireflies above the hills, the Saracen caravan keeper humming by the oasis, the Japanese lanterns drifting across serene ponds, and the slow rhythm of the Mongol herdsmen guiding their horses across the steppes. The scholar follows the river's winding path, watching as the water mirrors all these lands at once, blurring boundaries between one place and another, creating a seamless world of calm, gentle life. Lanterns across the lands. As he walks along the river, the scholar notices floating lanterns appearing in every land he passes. In the Celtic glade, fireflies mingle with lanterns, their glow soft and hypnotic. In the Saracen desert, a single lantern drifts across the sand, catching the eyes of camels and villagers alike. In the Japanese gardens, lanterns float across ponds and canals, shimmering on the water. In the Byzantine temple courtyards, lanterns illuminate mosaics and stone arches, reflecting in pools of water. In the Frankish village, a child releases a small lantern into the river, smiling quietly as it drifts downstream. Along the Viking fjords, a lantern floats gently from a boat, its golden glow mirrored by the calm sea. In the Mesoamerican jungle, a lantern drifts near the sacred pool, illuminating the shaman and the jaguar cub in soft, magical light. On the Andean terraces, a lantern floats above the crops, highlighting the careful movements of farmers, herders, and artisans. The scholar notices something magical. All the lanterns, no matter their origin, drift together in a gentle current, as if the world itself is breathing softly, connecting every place, every person, every animal, every sound. Gentle encounters unite. The scholar begins to walk through a dreamlike landscape where all civilizations converge. The hills, rivers, deserts, gardens, terraces, and coasts blend seamlessly, softly overlapping in moonlit harmony. He sees the Celtic storyteller sitting by a fire, hums mixing with the wind that flows across distant lands. The Saracen caravan keeper, calmly tending camels, now in a soft desert clearing beside the Japanese pond. The Japanese lantern keepers, placing their floating lights near the Byzantine fountain, their movement slow and meditative. The Byzantine temple caretaker, placing a final lantern, smiling as the glow reaches the Mesoamerican jungle. The Frankish baker and shepherd children, moving slowly across fields that now meet the Mongol steppe. The Viking herdsman and fishing family, calm and present, walking beside the Andean terraces. The Mesoamerican shaman, tracing patterns in sacred pools, joined softly by Andean farmers performing their nocturnal rituals. Every character moves slowly, deliberately, their motions blending into a single, harmonious rhythm. Every breath, every gesture, every sound echoes gently across the dreamlike world. The animals join. The animals of each land appear quietly. Celtic deer wander gently through firefly-lit hills. Saracen camels kneel beside pools of water, watching lanterns drift. Japanese koi glide beneath floating lanterns in tranquil ponds. Byzantine cats move silently across stone courtyards. Frankish sheep shuffle slowly across grasslands. Viking horses trot softly along fjord edges. Mesoamerican jaguar cubs play with leaves under the moonlight. Andean llamas and foxes move calmly along terraced slopes. All creatures share the same space peacefully, unaware of boundaries or differences, moving together in slow, measured steps. The scholar watches them, noticing the profound calm that comes from shared presence, from the gentle unity of all living things. The night sky unites. Above, the night sky reflects this harmony. Stars shimmer, rivers of light flowing across continents. The moon casts silver light across every hill, river, and terrace. The scholar lifts his eyes and notices a faint aurora stretching across all lands. Green, purple, and gold, shimmering softly, as if the heavens themselves are acknowledging the gentle unity of the world below. The northern lights touch the Mongol steppes and Viking fjords. Drifting toward Chinese rivers. Over Andean terraces. Through the Mesoamerican jungles. Across Frankish fields, Celtic hills, and Saracen deserts. Finally reaching the Japanese gardens and Byzantine courtyards. Everything, seen and unseen, glows in soft harmony. The scholar's final rest. At last, the scholar finds a quiet clearing, a soft space created by the convergence of every land he has walked. The grass is soft, the river nearby murmurs quietly, and the lanterns from every civilization float above. Their reflections dancing gently across the water. He lies down slowly, feeling the gentle pull of the earth beneath him. Every sound, every light, every breath of wind is part of the same soft lullaby. He feels the warmth of distant fires, the hum of rivers, the quiet of night animals. The slow, deliberate movements of every gentle villager and artisan. The world feels complete, full of calm and wonder, yet infinitely patient. The scholar closes his eyes. And now, so may you. The lanterns float softly above your mind. The rivers of all lands flow gently through your thoughts. And the night carries you slowly, deliberately, toward deep, restful sleep. As the scholar's journey across lands and civilizations comes to a close, the soft glow of lanterns drifts higher into the night sky, reflecting gently in the calm waters, the quiet rivers, and the tranquil seas. Every village, every forest, every terrace, and every coastal shore now rests in peaceful harmony, each sound blending into the endless symphony of the night, the whisper of leaves, the soft ripple of water, the gentle hum of distant fires, and the faint breathing of animals who move slowly, carefully, and serenely. And now, as you, dear listener, lie quietly, your eyes heavy and your mind slowly unwinding, you may feel the presence of all these gentle worlds lingering softly around you, their calm energy drifting toward you like a warm, invisible embrace, soothing each thought and relaxing every muscle, reminding you that there is peace in patience, in observation, in the slow rhythm of life itself. Perhaps you notice the faint echoes of children playing in distant villages, the soft laughter of sheep in Frankish fields, or the gentle patter of llamas across Andean terraces. Perhaps you sense the delicate shimmer of Japanese koi beneath floating lanterns, or the quiet glide of a jaguar cub in the Mesoamerican jungle, each movement perfectly attuned to the stillness of the night, carrying you ever so gently toward that quiet, suspended place where dreams begin, where imagination softens and folds in upon itself, and where your own breath becomes the anchor that grounds you in the tranquil beauty of all the lands the scholar has walked, felt, and witnessed with care. And as the rivers and lanterns continue their slow, deliberate drift, connecting every civilization across time and space, you may feel a gentle pull toward your own rest, the world of Age of Empires 2 fading softly into your subconscious, leaving behind only the memory of harmony, balance, and serenity, as if each soft movement you have imagined, the turning of a mill, the tracing of a scroll, the gliding of a fish, the brushing of llama fur, the careful placement of a lantern, is now embedded in your mind as a soothing rhythm, a lullaby whispered directly to your senses, guiding your eyelids to grow heavy, your muscles to loosen, and your mind to float freely in a sea of calm, endless, and restorative sleep. And in this quiet moment, you may notice, as you drift deeper, the gentle reminder of this very space where you have journeyed with the scholar, where each story, each soft sound, and each tender interaction was shared not only for the magic of the lands themselves but for your own peace, your own rest, your own escape into a world where time is slow, life is gentle, and every action, every breath, every heartbeat is an invitation to relax, to release, and to be entirely present in the comforting stillness of night. And as this world folds away, leaving only your own gentle breathing and the quiet pulse of night surrounding you, it may occur to you that the journey does not truly end here. It continues every time you return to this place of calm and imagination, where each click, each visit, each moment spent listening brings you closer to these lands once more, where the villages, forests, rivers, and coasts await, ready to guide you through more adventures of gentle wonder, more explorations of quiet, more moments designed to carry you slowly, surely, and lovingly toward sleep. And so, as the scholar rests beneath the soft glow of a final lantern, and as the last echoes of rivers, footsteps, and animal whispers fade into the night, let your mind linger on this channel itself, a home for stories crafted to soothe, to calm, to transport you across worlds where the only goal is to find peace, to feel the slow rhythm of life, to experience the gentle unity of civilizations, and to drift, little by little, closer to that serene edge of consciousness where dreams begin. And in this gentle reflection, you may find yourself smiling quietly, appreciating the care that has gone into creating each story, each soft moment, each carefully placed word designed to relax you, and perhaps a thought arises in your mind. The scholar's journey is mirrored here by the journey of this channel itself, a space dedicated to bringing gentle adventures, soft explorations, and calm narratives to every listener who arrives, hoping to rest, hoping to feel the quiet rhythm of worlds that move slowly, deliberately, and with infinite care. And as you think of this, as your body settles more deeply into your bed or your chair or wherever you listen, you may feel an almost imperceptible nudge to support this space, to be a part of the gentle rhythm it creates, to leave behind a small token of appreciation in the form of a like, a comment, or a subscription, each action tiny, light, and deliberate, yet carrying the same gentle energy that has moved through every story, every village, every night explored with care, allowing you to participate in the continued creation of calm, soothing, and restorative experiences that await not just tonight, but in every future story shared here. And as that thought drifts through your mind like a feather carried by the breeze, notice how your eyelids grow heavier, your breathing slows, your heart softens, and the world itself seems to align with the rhythm of the channel, soft, welcoming, and persistent in its gentle dedication to your calm and your rest. Perhaps you imagine the subtle flicker of this very YouTube channel's icon in your mind, glowing softly like a lantern over the river, over the desert, across the mountains, and through the forests, each glow a quiet invitation to return, to explore again, to sit with the scholar, the villagers, the animals, the rivers, and the lanterns, and to be carried slowly, steadily, and lovingly toward the quietest, most restorative sleep you have felt in many nights. And as this thought settles, you may feel a warm, gentle gratitude for having been here, for taking this time, for allowing yourself to drift slowly with the story, and perhaps a soft, almost whispering suggestion arises, to like this video if it brought you calm, to leave a comment if you felt the gentle touch of these worlds, to subscribe so that each new story continues to carry you, gently and softly, into another night of calm, knowing that this place exists to guide you, night after night. Across worlds of imagination, across lands of gentle wonder, across civilizations that breathe with the slow rhythm of life itself. And now, as your body and mind finally settle into the deepest layers of sleep, the lanterns of every civilization float softly overhead, the rivers shimmer gently beneath your thoughts, the animals lie quiet and calm, the villagers rest in their homes, the winds whisper softly through trees, grasses, and terraces, and the scholar himself rests with a contented sigh, knowing that the journey has served its purpose, to bring you, the listener, to this serene edge where dreams unfold, where consciousness drifts, and where your sleep carries you fully and completely, cradled by the gentle rhythm of every world we have explored together, every story shared on this channel, every moment crafted for your calm, your peace, and your rest. And so, let yourself breathe slowly, let your thoughts soften, let your body sink, let the gentle currents of rivers, lanterns, wind, and imagination lull you completely into sleep, and know that this channel, these stories, and every soft word spoken tonight will be waiting for you again, gently, lovingly, whenever you return, ready to guide you into another night of restful, dream-filled calm, hoping that you drift off with a smile, knowing that the worlds of Age of Empires 2, and the worlds of this channel, are always here, always quiet, and always ready to carry you gently, softly, into the calmest sleep you have ever known.